Welcome to Before Floor, the pregame edition of Five on the Floor, brought to you by the Five Reasons Sports Network. I'm here with Jonathan, aka Three Piece Combo. I'm joined by Mr. Marco Romo and Mr. Timmy. Now, as always, if you guys are new to the channel and you love Miami sports, make sure you guys like the video, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications, all that good stuff everybody says all the time, right? And make sure that if you guys are young with a family and you want to make sure that your assets are protected, if something does happen to you, go to markbrownpa.com. That's marcbrownpa.com. Or give him a call, 954-866-8513. He's the guy who's going to take care of all your assets if something happens to you. Make sure they go to the right people, right? All your family, your kids, all that good stuff. Make sure all that happens for you. He's based out of North Lauderdale and services the entire South Florida. So, like I said, he'll give you a free consultation. Make sure you support your Heat fans, not any Laker fans or any Celtics fans. Go to markbrownpa.com. Or like I said, that number is 954-866-8513. Now, guys, as always, we play our prize picks every single day, and we give you some free picks. Now, we want to make sure that you maximize your money. So the way you're going to make the most out of your money, go to prizepicks.com, use that promo code 5. You'll spell it out like Alejandro beautifully has it on the screen, FIVE. And that way, we'll double your initial deposit up to $100. Now, it's daily fantasy. You don't have to worry about your players getting hurt. And like I said, it's 100% match on your deposit up to $100. So $100 will get you 20 free plays, essentially. Make sure you get the most out of your money. Use that promo code FIVE. Guys, we are taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers today. One of the teams that are kind of have a little bit of playoff seeding implications when it comes to, how far Miami is going to be able to move up. But tonight is going to be a tough one because Cleveland has been playing good. Donovan Mitchell has been playing really, really well, and couple of different things out there. So let's get to that Cleveland team as well. What do you feel like coming into tonight is the most dangerous part of that Cleveland team?
I think the defense. They are honestly they're kind of a slow-paced team. Miami is going to be right at home. In the last matchup, it was a really kind of a nasty game. It was really the defense at the end for that one for Miami. And I think tonight's going to be who's going to be the better defense. And Cleveland's defense is, I think, kind of gotten underrated because of the Donovan Mitchell acquisition. The fact that they're still this good defensively with, two guys that are considered undersized for their position, like Garland and Mitchell in the backcourt, it's a testament to just how good, their frontline defense is. And I think Miami's going to, they got to not struggle tonight on offense, which is saying something. But, post All-Star break, offense hasn't been a problem for them, which is kind of a, juxtaposition of the entire season. So hopefully, they right that ship about the defense, which all year honestly hasn't been great in the half court. Cooper Moorhead posted stats about it. Their half court defense is kind of bad. They kind of get away with it because of their transition defense, and they create a lot of turnovers. So it's going to be about creating turnovers against this Cleveland team, and offensively, getting enough buckets, which they did in Cleveland. They hit, I think, was it 14 or 15 threes that night? So you got to hit those threes like you have been post All-Star break. I just don't know if Miami can kind of count on that. Looking at the rest of the season.
So, talking about some things you count on back, you got Timmy back. This team has needed kind of a little bit of a jolt, and kind of got one from a surprising player in Duncan Robinson. He was able to, hit some good passes, make a couple shots, just let the offense flow a little bit better, right? And that's not something we saw necessarily before. Wasn't necessarily that negative on defense as much as we've seen before as well. Just saw one of those positive, confident Duncan games. And when you get a confident Duncan Robinson, if he can give you a good 12 to 18 minutes off the bench, spacing the floor, giving Bam this passes he needs, because him and Bam do have a good chemistry. This can help with especially those shooting woes that this team has had all season. If we can get a good Duncan back, Timmy, what did you see last game from Duncan Robinson, and what do you feel like we can get from him moving forward in the season? Do you feel like maybe this is a turning point that opens up the door for him?
It is a turning point if he actually gets minutes. Like we have I wouldn't say suffered, but we have gone through a lot of slumps with Truss this season. With Truss, and I do think that he deserves to be able to try to get back. So he's still respected despite the fiery pit that's the Miami Heat fan base. Duncan is still respected as a shooter from his peers, and he sees to play. And yes, he does make some bonehead fouls. Like I hate the fouls on threes, the fouls where his hands get caught and he throws up his head like what he was doing, Duncan. So yes, they're going to provide a spark, but I think the rebirth of Red Bull. Last year he was Red Bull. He was the spark, having the start, and there was maybe it was Brady. I can't remember who said it, but as a starter, 41% of Caleb's attempts came from three. 41%. After going to the bench, it's now 33%. He's able to now mix up his game, get the stuff that I saw him work on in training camp, the mid range, the drives. Like it just opens up so much more to the offense. But what I find interesting is that the athletic article that dropped this morning basically saying that, hey, did the Cavs make a mistake? The Cavs decided to give Dean Wade minutes instead of Kevin Love, and he has not looked the part. They told Kevin Love basically that you're not going to be playing in the playoffs. You're going to be playing Cash LeVert, Ricky Rubio, Dean Wade, and they can't remember who their fourth man is. Maybe Robin Lopez. Oh, sorry, there's LeVert. Basically, by rotation, Rubio, LeVert, and Dean Wade, and then whoever fills it up. Whereas Kevin Love is the oldest guy in the team. He has some experience, and they have looked a bit shaky, And despite what the Heat might not the Heat fans I think of Kevin Love, he's been pretty solid. I don't know if he should be starting necessarily. Maybe it'll depend on the matchup. But I do think putting Caleb Martin back on the bench. The Heat just tweeted just now that Caleb's out him, but he's 16, 7, and like 2 or like 1 since he went back to the bench. Like it's just the offense looks different, and we might be regressing to the mean. The Heat has shot 40% from 3 in the last 3 games, guys. There might be hope. There might be hope.
So that's one thing that I was really just kind of, when you're home and you're a Heat fan and you do this kind of stuff, you just kind of think about the status of the team, what kind of things can go on. I was just thinking about what if we get an insane positive regression that is just that's from burdened us all year long. Like the 3-point shot has not been here all year long. I think it would just be pretty wild, and it would make this team intriguing as far as a playoff run if we start to catch fire at the right time, right? If our bigs starting to shoot a better bigs, i.e., Kevin Love, and Caleb Martin, quote unquote, right? If they start hitting shots more consistently, and if our backcourt really starts hitting some shots, right? Outside of guys, Tyler Hero is going to put up the volume, so he's going to get some shots in. But guys like Gabe Vincent, guys like you said, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson, if they're able to just open up the court and have that positive regression, this team can be very dangerous, because that's when we know this team operates at its best, is when Jimmy and Bam are attacking inside and attacking that mid-range and everybody else is spacing around them. So if we get an insane positive regression from three-point land, that's something I'm super looking forward to, and I'm welcoming any day of the week. So let's get to our prize picks. And I'm going to go ahead and start us off. Like I said, Tyler Hero has been great from 3. Volume-wise, he's shooting the 3s and he's making the 3s. In the last 3 games, he's made 3, 3, and 5 3-point shots. They have him at 2.5 still, so I like the over on the Tyler Hero 3-point shots. So I'm going to go ahead and kick us off with that one. Marco, give me a player that you want to take picks for, and I'll give you the numbers for him.
Do you have Jimmy Butler's?
We do have Jimmy Butler. So for Jimmy Butler, the points is at 21.5, rebounds 5.5, assists 5. And then free throw made 6.5. If you want to dabble down that number,
I'll go over on the. Actually, I'm gonna give you 2. I say go over on the free throws and go over on the assists, because I think he's gonna be looking to pass tonight. It kind of feels like one of those Jimmy nights. The Cavs are a pretty big team, and I don't think he's going to look to, pound his way inside, but I think he's going to look to at least get other teammates involved. And the Cavs, I follow a lot of Cavs fans, and they tweet a lot about how they give up a lot of 3s. And they gave up a lot of 3s against Miami last time. That's why I like the Tyler Hero pick by you, which I can maybe also look at Max Strus getting a couple 3s up. They are very prone to giving up a lot of 3s. And sometimes it's just bad luck for the Cavs. Apparently, they give up kind of the highest 3-point percentage, I think, on the road. They are a bad road team. They're a very good home team, but a very bad road team. That's a sign of a young team as well. So I think go over on the Jimmy assist. I think he's going to look out for the guys at the 3-point line. And the Cavs' 3-point defense isn't good, so maybe that'll help that assist numbers. It's always about the assist numbers with the 3-point shot, really.
Absolutely. When you get that pass to the open shot, that's always better than an isolation 3. That spot up 3 off a pick, something like that. Timmy, which player are you thinking or you have in mind right now?
Bam, because this is basically the youngest, most athletic front court, and he might have some issues going up against Mobley and Allen. So just curious. I mean, he does hear the noise about Allen is better. Allen should be the starting center for the Team USA. So I'm just curious to see what his numbers are projected for Allen and Mobley.
Yep. So for his points, they're at 18.5, rebounds at 8.5, and block shots at 0.5.
So that's pretty low, but I guess they are thinking about the length. But I feel like Brown's in a good groove. He might get up to 20 and 10, I think. So I'll go slightly over. That's an NC one C. That's a small over.
Yeah,
I'm curious what they have for Spider.
Let's take a look. Let me pull that up real quick. Give me 2 seconds. So for Donovan Mitchell, let's see. We got Garland. Mitchell, they have him at 26.5 points, 3.5 3-point shots made, 2.5 turnovers.
Do they not know that his name is Jimmy Butler? Do they not know? Do they not know that Jimmy Butler is on this team? Interesting. Funny 7 points. I mean, Jimmy did just go to LA for Pau Gasol, so he might be a bit jet lagged. But yeah, I don't think that he goes over 27 points.
Interesting. So we can you put Donovan Mitchell under on the 26.5.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got 4 picks right there. Like I said, Tyler Hero at the plus 2.5 3-point shots. We got Jimmy Butler over on the free throws made at 6.5 and assists at 5. And then we have Donovan Mitchell going under 26.5 points as well. And Bam over the as far as the over the 18.5 is another pick for you guys. So like I said, make sure you use that promo code 5. Make sure you flex play. I'm always a fan of the flex play because you don't want to just have one of your things mess up the entire thing. Just have a little bit of risk mitigation. You might not make quite as much money, but making more money is better than not making money at all. So make sure you guys, in my opinion, like I said, I'm not going to tell you how to use your money, but flex play it out. So that way, even if one of the picks go wrong, you're still making money. Let's get started with the picks. Timmy, I'll let you start us off. Marco, I'll let you close us out and take us home.
I just feel like Kevin Love feels disrespected. You guys benched me after I stayed here after LeBron left. You thought I couldn't play anymore. So I just feel like Kevin Love goes off to that. And I just think his experience with this team really, is the X factor tonight. I just think Kevin Love has a throwback game. I just feel it on this Wednesday night playing against his old team two nights back to back in his new home. Yeah, I just feel like a good game. He'd win 8 points.
Beautiful. Marco?
Take
us home, man.
You're insane by having them win by more than 5 points. I think I'm going with the Heat tonight. I said the Cavs are a really bad road team. They are. I think the Heat are going to rally around Kevin Love. They're going to want to win this one for him. They're probably going to split this kind of baseball series, and I think this is the one they're going to get, and then probably lose up the next one, which is nothing to hang your head about, especially against a team like the Cavs. So, but I have Miami really rallying behind their game tonight and taking it home by 3, as usual. Clutch game,
right? It has to be a clutch game. I do think this is going to be a close game.
It's actually insane. He had won a game by more than 5 points since January 18th.
At least it wasn't January 6th.
18th.
But at least, like I said, we're here. I do think Miami's going to get the win as well. I think this is a team where I think Miami's starting to kind of catch their groove, like I said, just maybe a little bit from the 3-point land. And like you said, I think one of you guys said it with the Cleveland just giving up a lot of threes. I think Marco said it. With Cleveland giving up a lot of threes, you just want to, if you have those opportunities, guys are starting to hit, guys are starting to catch a groove. Shooting is all like 95% mental. Like we know these guys are in practice hitting 85, 90% like all the time. So shooting is very mental, and it's very goes down with how the team is, right? If the team is making shots, everybody's making shots. And sometimes it feels like the pressure is on you to make that shot because nobody else is making the shot either, right? So I think if Miami's continue to ride the wave from 3-point land, I think we get the win. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think Miami outshoots the Cleveland Cavaliers from 3, and I think we get the win. So like always, guys, like I said, if you guys think Miami's going to win, make sure you guys like the video. If you're Miami sports fans, subscribe. Make sure you guys hit the bell. We're going to have some player interviews for you afterwards. Alejandro, go ahead and take that away.
This is a good time to face, if you guys are playing some momentum now, you face a team fourth in the East that won 2 straight with the Cavaliers, and you got to face them twice.
This is a good time?
Yeah, Yeah, as far as just maybe testing yourselves as you guys make that playoff run.
I mean, well, at this point, you can't dodge the season. You can't change it. It's just endure and conquer. So I feel like it's a great opportunity for us. You know, we get these 2 wins, and it looks a little different on the 4 streak at home, and we built some momentum. But taking it game by game, I don't feel like it's I wouldn't say a right time, but I'd say it's a part of the season where you go through ups and downs, and this is just one that can be a turning point in the season.
Do you see that turning point coming right now? The momentum starts to build for you guys?
Shoot, I seen a turning point 2 games ago. We got 2 at home that we really needed, and we looking to build off that.
What is it about this Cavs team that you see that they can bring?
You a Cavs fan?
I'm from Northeast Ohio.
There it is. That's why he asking all these questions. All right, I was wondering. He stopped for a minute, like, how am I going? I'm gonna give him another question. All right, repeat that question. I'm
But
sorry.
I've been here 25 years, so just what do you see in this Cavs defense that makes them so good?
I mean, they got two young studs in Donovan and Darius, and then you got the 2 big guys in Evan and Jarrett. So I mean, they have a great team when it comes together, and they play extremely well. They're young, you know. They have aspirations to be, you know, a top team in this league. So for me, it's just they have a great team. I feel like they're well coached and they play together.
Then you said you felt it a couple games ago. What was it exactly you felt with these guys?
What we 2 wins.
What are we doing to get those?
I mean,
That
that's
feels
the
more
thing.
consistent.
Feels more consistent. I just feel like we're getting in a place of flow, and you know, we're learning how to sustain that flow now. Like I said, I feel like when we get stops and we run, I feel like we're one of the hardest teams to beat in the league, and it's proven the first game. Second game, they made more shots, but we still stayed solid.
Seems like the team are catching and shooting in rhythm. Is that a product of the whole?
Yeah, I mean, guys make open shots. So I mean, the biggest thing is, you know, getting guys open shots, getting them open looks, letting them see a clean, clear rim, and you know, let them test the wind and let it fly. Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Where this team is at right now and the momentum they're starting to get, do you like the direction all of you are going?
Yeah. I think, you know, it's part of the season now where we had to lock in, and it's almost every game's a playoff game for us, and, you know, we're treating it as such, you know, locking in and really putting a playoff game plan together for every game. And, you know, I think we're headed in the right direction. We just got to continue to stack W's and, you know, just stack good days day after day, and we'll continue to get better.
To follow up on that playoff mentality at this point, you're facing a Cavs team that's won 2 straight and they're 4th in the East. Is this something, a challenge coming up these next 2 games?
Yeah, 2 big games for us, back to back against a playoff team, and that's where we want to be. We feel like we can compete with anybody, and you know, they're one of the best teams in the East, so we want to prove ourselves.
How much do you guys hate that term, flip the switch, flip on the switch? Like, you shouldn't have to flip a switch at this point in the season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we really flip a switch. I mean, I think we all just, you know, different nights are different nights. You just gotta, you know, try to bring your best effort, best energy that you can for, like I said, these type of games are playoff games. So, you know, you shouldn't have to flip a switch to get ready for these games.
When you guys looked at the film over what's gone right over the last couple games, especially with 3-point shooting, what's a couple of things that you guys are trying to repeat going forward?
Just continuing to play the right way, playing together on offense, sharing the ball, making the right play, you know, shooting more threes, more layups, and then defensively just continuing to be, you know, ourselves, play to our strengths, our identity, which is protecting the paint and, you know, making things tough on the other team. So just got to continue to play our game, and I think we'll be all right.
Has the shot selection been a point of emphasis?
Yeah, but our shot profile, our shot chart is key for us, and we want to shoot more threes, more layups, and kind of limit our mid-range attempts to a reasonable number.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Tyler.
Appreciate it.